Today's coffee talk is about getting prepared for what could happen this fall. Welcome to Urban Prepping with Pam. I'm Pam. Now, before we get started, let me just remind you to click on the subscribe button. And while you're doing that, click the little bell next to that button because when you click on that little bell, it will remind you every single time I upload a new video. You don't want to miss the new ones if you've seen the old ones. So if you'll just go ahead and subscribe, I would appreciate that. Now, let's talk about some articles that I have read recently that are just disturbing to me, actually. And if you read my coffee talk about the elephant in the room, you'll remember that I discussed the fact that the elephant in the room was the fact that a lot of people don't like rice. They don't know how to cook the rice. They don't know how to serve the rice. I grew up, we didn't have rice when I was growing up. My mother never made rice, I don't think. If she did, it was very rare. I don't remember it. I did not make rice when my children were growing up. For 30 years when I was married to my first husband, I never made rice. Maybe a few times it was I do remember trying to master it. I never liked the way I made the rice. I would try it and then it was sticky, and so I kept adding more water and it was even worse, and I didn't know what I was doing wrong. Until I married my Puerto Rican husband, he taught me how to make rice. And now I make very good rice. And so it really, I knew that I couldn't be the only one out there. And, you know, as preppers, we store rice, especially rice and beans, because that's a complete protein. But the thing about it is, if you grew up the way that I did, you didn't grow up making rice and you didn't grow up making beans. And so in that video, I said that I was going to make some videos showing you how to make rice and beans and to make them the proper way, because then you'll have an appreciation for how delicious they are. I haven't gotten around to it because this is harvest time. In fact, you can't see it right now. Well, I think you see some of it back there. My kitchen's kind of a mess. This is definitely a working kitchen. I wish that I have, you know, I see videos and their kitchens are immaculate and not anything is out of place and you could eat off the counters. My kitchen doesn't look like that, especially right now. I like a clean kitchen, but I'm always in here working. I mean, there's always 100 things going on here at one time. I'm a canner. And they're canners too, so I don't know how they do it. To be honest with you, I don't know how they do it. Anyway, I haven't made the videos yet because I've been canning all kinds of things. You know, the green beans now are coming in the garden. I've been canning green beans. We've been drying garlic, and that has taken many days. And of course, my herbs needed cutting again, and they had to be dried. My husband and I have had a discussion, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So we went shopping. I've got some things that were delivered to the house. You see some jars back there that I still have to wash and label and put them away. Those are blueberries. Blueberries are in season right now, so I wanted to take advantage of that and have some blueberries on the shelves. And of course, I've got a whole bowl full of peaches. Right now they have to be canned, so there's a lot going on, and so I haven't gotten to those videos. I'm going to make those a priority. Mainly because an article that I read from NPR kind of verified everything that I said in that video. My video was before this article came. The article just came out this week. And in the article, it was talking about how people had rushed to buy things the last time we were shut down. So that bothers me. Is there going to be a next time? Okay, but regardless. People bought rice, people bought beans, and then now they're sorry that they bought them because they don't even like them. They don't know how to cook them. And basically the article was sort of making fun of people for having done that. And I don't make fun of people for having done that at all. I think it was a wise thing for them to do. I think people have an understanding we need to have food in the house in case there's an emergency. They just didn't know how to do it, and that's not their fault. I hope that those people are watching YouTube videos like this one, and there's many others out there. I encourage you to watch many videos from a lot of different people. You pick up a lot of good pointers. And maybe they will learn how to store those things and how to cook those things. But it bothers me, number one, that they were being made fun of, but number two, in the article they were saying that they think that if we get shut down again, they're going to have to limit those items. So in addition to the things that already were limited, they're talking about limiting beans and rice and some, well, I think they already did limit rice before, but limiting beans, and other items that people ran out to purchase. So that's number one. Number two, there was another article that came out this week talking about, I think it's Marketplace is the name of where the article came from. Now I don't remember, but I think it's Marketplace. Talking about how our supply chain for the things that are needed to make tin cans has been disrupted. First of all, again, they're blaming us. People ran out and bought canned goods. So they're saying that's created a shortage. And then, of course, we've got issues with China. And so the supply chain to China for things like tin and steel, those things have slowed down or been disrupted somehow. And even labels that they make are made in China. Everything's made in China, you know that. And so now there's a shortage. Soup manufacturers, vegetable manufacturers, fruit manufacturers, even pop manufacturers are talking about shortages with tin cans. And I have noticed when I go to the store that there are some items on the shelves that are just gone. Just gone. And I don't know why. You know, maybe it's the tin can thing. I'm going to have to go back when I see it again and kind of calculate in my mind, all right, what are they out of? Now, I know they are out of dishwashing soap. I don't know why there's no dishwashing soap. So my husband and I have had, we're making a list of things that we think that we need, because I honestly believe two things. I honestly believe that they're going to shut us down again because they're talking about the second wave and, you know, the first time, you know, as if there's going to be a second time. That's the number one. Number two, the election. There's an election coming in November. I don't think it's going to be pretty. And, regardless of what side you're on, and I'm not taking sides here. I'm not pointing any fingers. I think we can all agree that there's violence going on. I'm not playing the blame game, I'm not going there. But there's a lot of violence going on, and I think that we all can recognize that. Where's that going to go? Things weren't very pretty last time, were they? I think it's going to be worse this time. The COVID virus, as bad as it is, I know they're doing funny stuff with the numbers. And I think that any intelligent person that takes time to research and read knows that they're doing funny things with the numbers to boost the numbers. Maybe possibly so that we will be shut down again. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I don't want there to be an emergency. I don't want there to be deaths. I don't want there to be violence. I don't want any of these things. But I just need, in our household, my husband and I want to be prepared in the event of. Okay? So all I'm going to say about the election is, this is not another 4-year election. And I think we all recognize that. The second thing I'd like to say is the choice to know is yours. And what I mean by that is we can just pretend that everything is fine and hunky-dory and everything's opening up and we're all good. If that's how you want to think, that's fine. The choose to know is really going to be up to you. I choose to prepare because I think that something's bad is going to happen. I just do. And you can call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't think I am, but I think I'm just being wise and making a decision to be prepared in case there's an emergency. But if you want to, label me as that, be my guest. I really don't care. My children call me that. I got called that today. And that's okay. That's okay. I love my children. I want them to be prepared. And, my daughter, I have 3 children. The one daughter I talked to the other day, and she made me very happy, actually, because I told her that my husband and I purchased a kerosene heater. We live in a very cold climate in the wintertime. And I wanted to warn her. I'm like, you know what? We bought this kerosene. It's going to be delivered. We bought this kerosene heater. She said, oh, I already have one. And I was so thrilled to hear that. You mean you had one? And I didn't even know there was such a thing. Honestly, I didn't. My husband and I had a talk the other day, and we decided, you know what? I've lived in this house for 13 years, and I've never been comfortable with the fact that we have no way to heat this house if our power went out in the wintertime. And, we were talking about wood-burning fireplace, but that's very expensive. We don't have the money for that. You got to put, tiles around your walls and your floor and everything to protect so that you don't start a fire, and you got to put a hole through your wall for the exhaust and all this. Well, and through my researching and looking around, I found out there's such a thing called a kerosene heater. It will heat up the entire first floor of our house safely. So we bought one. We also bought a camping stove with legs so I can stand up and cook if we need it. The only thing we're going to need to go with it is a propane tank, and we're going to take care of that soon. Kerosene for the heater stores safely. Kerosene is a lot safer than gas. We chose to get the kerosene heater instead of a generator, which we still want one, but it was a choice between the two. We don't have the money for both. We don't want the generator because, number one, storing gas is a lot less safe than storing kerosene. And secondly, we don't know if we're going to be able to get gas if there was really that bad of an emergency. Will we be able to get gas? We don't know. This way we can buy kerosene for the heater and store it, and it'll be safely stored in our home. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I think that things are going to get bad, and I want to prepare. I'm getting ready. I'm going to shut this off, clean up my kitchen a little because it really is embarrassing. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera back on. I'm in the process of making watermelon rind pickles. So don't throw any parts of your watermelon away because you can eat the rinds if you know how to pickle them. That's really all I wanted to say. I thank you for joining me. And please hit the subscribe button below. And while you're at it, hit that little bell so that you'll be notified when I put up new videos. Have a great day.